From Senegal to Sugar Hill, trace the bloodline. 100 years of brilliance through the color line. They thought the shackles broke but kept the mental chain. Langston penned the future while they legislated pain. Harlem's ballrooms birthed the cosmos in mahogany, while lynching trees still decorated southern botany. Josephine, Wakers, pearls, and Garvey's Navy ships. Du Bois debating destiny with scholarship on his lips. The Renaissance was a renaissance of West resistance, fam. Every trumpet blast from Armstrong was a battering ram. They gave us minstrel shows, we gave them Sora Neal. Turned depression into art, made the fabricated real. Cotton Club excluded us from tables that we set. To form the Venus nightly, never free from the debt. But Bessie Smith could shatter glass, shatter cash, shatter lies. Every note she sang contained a revolution in the sky. Build temples from the rubble, make cathedrals from the struggle. Turn the margins to the center, now they study what we scribble. We build temples from the rubble, every generation double the inheritance of genius that they tried to keep us from. Fast forward through the decades, watch the pattern reassemble. Malcolm speeches, Martin's marches, every voice begins to tremble to the earth until the structure shows its fractures. FBI was tracking every coon with every pastor, every act of 40 acres never came but 40 minutes on a stage. To reconvene your consciousness and channelize the rage. From bebop to hip-hop, the fool lines mathematical. Each generation weaponized the beautiful, the radical. They gave us Reagan, now there's crack and mass incarceration. We gave them Public Enemy and blueprints for liberation. The Harlem Renaissance never ended, just evolved its form. Every freestyle cipher is a brainstorm, he's a storm. Where the children of the talented, the tent that was prophesied, inherit the fire that the water couldn't wash aside. They tried to write us out the narrative, we offered all on text. 100 years of proof and that we're destined where was next. Temples from the rubble, made cathedrals from the struggle. Turned the largest to the center, now they study what we scribble. We built temples from the rubble, every generation double the inheritance of genius that they tried to keep us from.
All right. This is, and you are Under the Groove. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday, all right? Almost there. One more day, man. And we kick our feet up, kind of relax, take it all in. I'm looking forward to it. I ain't gonna lie. How's everybody? Come on up in here. Let's do what we do. A lot to talk about today. Whole bunch. The shit going down, man. These people got it out for us, and we acting like we don't get it. We're carrying on, man, like it ain't no big thing, man. We more concerned with each other and what we do to one another than what they're doing to us. And it seems like every day of the week, man, or every week, they're catching one of our people slipping, man. And when they do, that'll be the end of them. That'll be the end of them, man. That's some sad work, man. That's crazy work. That our people ain't figured this shit out, man. In other words, people ain't on point. People are slipping, don't have their head on the swivel. And they expect that. They expect to walk up on us distracted. AirPods in the ear, facing the phone, bullshitting, ain't worrying about your surroundings, your environment, They thinking, man, easy pickings. Easy pickings, and that's the way it seems. That's how it's turning out, man. They grabbing our brothers and sisters left and right, man, and stringing them up. Some crazy work, man. And the craziest part about all that, these people ain't no better off than us. Not in this country. They doing the work of the people, them people, the oligarchs, those who run everything. They think they getting a free pass. Love to see their faces, man, when the shit hit the fan, and them people, the higher up, the ones that run everything, go after their asses too. Gonna be another group of people talking about, oh, we should have listened. Yeah, too late then. Gonna be way too late. So there's two things I want to do to start off, man. My loved one, man, Conscious Mind, at Conscious Mind 72. Y'all go check that channel out, man. He's straight. This is the individual, man, that's been putting together these songs that we hear, these intros and outros. Type brother, man. Y'all go check him out, man. Give him some love. Show him some support. Again, at Conscious Mind 72. He's up in there, man, doing his thing, man. And support from the people would be a good gesture, man. It'd be for a good cause. The brother's straight. That's what I can tell you, man. I know for sure. I know for sure. That being said, man, listen. He dropped something on me, and I swear, well, he dropped two things on me today. Well, actually, he dropped some a few days back, but he dropped one on me today, and it was fire, man. It lit me up immediately. I want to play that. At some point in this live, right, I'm going to play that. You know what I mean? Ain't got to worry about it being flagged or nothing. Copyright, it's his. I have access to it. I'm going to play that Get Down, man. In fact, I'm going to play 2 of them from him. And y'all check this shit out, man. This shit is fire, man. I promise you that. It's fire. Now, that being said, hold up. Let me make sure I got them queued up. Okay, there they go. Got them queued up. Now, that being said, you know, like always, man, I got something for us to check out. I got something for us to check out, man, and y'all let me know if this shit is worthy or not, you know? I think it is. I think it is. Okay, I'm going with him first. Would that be him? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, man, here I am and there you are. Like I said, man, welcome everybody. This is Under the Groove Podcast. Please like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe. Come on, let your people know what's happening, man. Let them know how we get out, all right? Let them know it's all love and respect. And we handing off jewels, man. That's, you know, that's the best way for me to describe it for right now, you know. Once it get heated up and we get to cracking, you know what I mean? Shit, we going to talk about some shit. I got this clip, man. This from Prince before he died. You know, it's funny, man, how, again, you know, even, you know, I just said how people don't listen to us when we tell them shit, right? That go the same for us. When our own people tell us shit, we tend to not pay attention. But we telling everybody else, like, y'all listen when we talk. We don't even listen to our damn selves, right? Prince said some shit, man, some years back before he died that resonates today. That resonates today, man, and I think it's some powerful shit. I want to drop that first, and in line of that, I got some more shit that's going to, you know, it should open you guys' mind. Y'all should make the connection, all right? Excuse me. Let me drop this right quick, and we'll get to that. Again, though, I'll drop the music in about 20, 30 minutes. Let you guys get a bar of that, man, because like I said, I think it's fire, man. I'm pretty sure it's fire. Okay, let's drop Prince up in here. Now, check this out. This our boy, man.
Was Prince trying to warn us?
Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer. Don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on with battlefields in the mind. And the prize is the soul. So, let's be careful.
Excuse me, but did you just say that there's a war going on with the mind and the prize is the soul? Nah, this has to be a metaphor. But this video was clearly for entertainment purposes. Make sure to like and comment and let me know what you think.
Okay, I'm gonna let her know what I think right now, but I'm talking to the people at RGC. Again, welcome everybody up in this Get Down, RGC and others. Listen, we talk about this shit all the time, you know. I was just saying, just yesterday, I think, and probably the day before that as well, that there is a war going on, but it's for our souls. You know, I pretty much, I concede to some extent that they already won that battle. And we see that every day by how we are so engrossed with technology, or social media, the computer, the internet, you know. I think that's a far gone conclusion, almost. So that war is pretty much won. The real war that's taking place now is the one, and I was just saying this to you guys yesterday, for our souls. They're trying to get this thing, man. They are really at work trying to get hold of that. And once they do that, then the game's over. You know, the game's still in play, man, as long as we retain our souls. We keep that to us. We don't release it. Or we don't hand it over, so to speak, all right? That's some real shit. Once they get that, it's a wrap, man. We've been saying it and saying it and saying it. We are at war, man. We are at war. But it has evolved in such a state or stage to where it's no longer about the body or the mind. It's all about conquering our souls. They got to do that. That's the only way that they can that they know they actually won or is winning, you know? That's what they after, man, our souls. And we say it all the time about this, you know, this technology. Our people, man, they're so engrossed in this shit. We don't see nothing else. We see it in social media, how our young ones and others, all of us actually, we go and we get stuck and we believe most of what we're seeing. Not only that, but we begin to imitate it, and all this other shit. That's what's really happening. I said, or we've said, this shit ain't by mistake, man. This is all manufactured, man. Every bit of what we're going through and what we're seeing. But more so with us than anybody else. See, we're the real prize. And once they get us, everybody else, it's a wrap then. You know, there are certain segments of the population, you know, demographics, certain demographics that actually are looking, they are actually looking for us to save them. I've said this before. I've said it before. It's been said before I said it, you know. We're the saviors, man, of the world, man. We just don't know it. They're trying to make sure that they get hold of our souls so that we don't save not just ourselves, but anybody else. That shit is in full effect. Let me give y'all an idea, man. Here's another one. And it's connected. And I'm going to tell you how they're so ensconced in this shit. I mean, they knee deep up in it. They got us neck deep in it, you know, in terms of how they playing this shit against us. This is what they doing, man. All right, hold on. That's not the one. What happened? Don't do that. All right, here we go. This is some serious shit, man. And I think most of us get it, and yet we don't care. You know, it's as if we don't care, you know? Let me see if this one.
Who owns Telemundo?
Oh, shit. Wrong one. Sorry about that.
TV. Not Hispanic people. Guess who owns BET? Not black people. And did you know that Soros owns 18 Hispanic radio stations in America? And guess what he is? Not Hispanic. And guess who owns all social media platforms? That same 0.2%. And guess who owns Fox News and CNN? Same people with same political goals. So are they truly conservative
liberal stations, or is it just the illusion of opinion and sowing division while everyone serves the same master? They actively and aggressively keep the media monopoly across the board, regardless of race or political ideology, to control, influence, divide, or unite politics, races, businesses, and keep everything and everybody loyal to blue states. Free the media. Everybody has a right and duty to own their own media, or else we're just nothing but puppets. Guess who owns Telemundo TV? Not Hispanic people. Guess who owns BET? Not black people. And did you know that Soros owns 18 Hispanic radio stations in America? And guess what he is? Not Hispanic. And guess who owns all social media platforms? That same 0.2%. And guess who owns Fox News and CNN? Same people with same political goals. So are they truly conservative or liberal stations? Or is it just the illusion of opinion and sowing division while everyone serves the same master? They actively and aggressively keep the media monopoly across the board, regardless of race or political ideology, to control, influence, divide, or unite politics, races, businesses, and keep everything and everybody loyal to blue states. Free the media. Everybody has a right and duty to own their own media, or else we're just nothing but puppets. Guess.
All right. Now, going back to what Prince just said, right? The computer, that's where it all started from. Can't nobody deny that. And once they set that thing up and they brought it, they gave it to the masses, man, it's been up and running ever since, man. It's actually, if you really think about it, it's brought nothing really beneficial, especially to demographics, you know, to the people, you know what I mean? Out of bullshit, for sure. Some can say, okay, yeah, I've worked it, you know, the internet, the computer, it got, you know, it got me something, it got me somewhere. But on the whole, it's done more damage, man, than it's done good. That's the truth. You know, the computer is not our friend, and everything that's on the computer, social media, all that, we don't run that shit. We don't run none of that shit. They control every aspect of that get down. Every aspect of it. From what you see to what you hear, what you read now, you know, everything is controlled by them, not by us. And so if the 0.1% run everything, then damn. That means what? We ain't got shit? Or we're in no position, man, to get shit because they got everything? How does that hurt us? A lot of ways, man. When we look in the black community, we don't got nothing. That's not not a coincidence, man. That's a manufactured get down. It's like that for a reason. When BET was owned by a brother, I don't know why. I swear, I remember I was in prison. When he sold it, I couldn't understand that shit. You know? When Bill Cosby's son was unalived, I knew why. I knew why. And Bill Cosby didn't relent. And then guess what they did? Came back and locked his ass up. Went blind in jail. Came home, man, you could barely see him walk. You know? Anytime any of us make a move, man, to do something that's beneficial, not just to the individual, but to the people, that shit get 86'd. Prince, Michael Jackson, you can go on and on and on, man. And those are just entertainers. You know, those were entertainers. You know, those were, if you really think about it, people who initially signed the contract were in the game. You know what I mean? We've never signed the contract. You know, for the most part, they know most of us aren't going to be willing to sign away our souls. For those who did and, you know, retain their souls, woke up, it was too late by then. You'd already made the pact. You'd already shook the devil's hand. You know? So, shit, you know, whether you was in or out didn't matter, you know, at that point. Your ass was owned by them. Your life or whatever. Life or liberty, it was owned by them. This shit is ran the way it's ran for a reason. That is to keep control of us, because there's some in that idea, that ideology about controlling us. There's something else beneath that. And I'm telling you, man, it's like, it's about our souls. We've been talking about this like since last week, man, just bringing this up, man. They not even worried about our bodies and our minds no more. They understand where the real value lies. It's in us, our souls. They're after that shit. They are after it. Like I say, you watch what goes on with a lot of our people in general, with these phones and social media, these tablets and shit. They even got the babies. They even got the babies in this shit now. Some of y'all might not think this shit is real, man, but this is some real life shit going on, man. This is some real life shit going on. I'm gonna show one more. And this shit is significant, man. They doing shit and we ain't even the wiser, man. You know, we're not even the wiser, man. It's like we don't even see what's happening. We so caught up and distracted. They doing this shit right in our faces, man. And I know some of you brothers heard about this, what I'm about to talk about. You had to have heard about this. Here you go. All right, you had to have heard about this. Before I started, do any of y'all know about this thing that's going on where they're telling you, you can't even fix your car no more? No, literally, seriously. You can't fix your tail lights if they get busted. You can't fix your brakes. You cannot fix your car anymore. The company made the car fixes the car now. That means more money out your pocket. Not only that, there's shit going on with the cars that a lot of us can't even comprehend, man. We're in cages in these cars. They can lock us in any of these cars let's go back to, let's say, 2021, 2022. Probably even earlier than that. They can lock you in these cars. They cut it off while you ain't nothing you can do about it. Not a damn thing. Check this out right here, though. Check this out right here, man.
They didn't just build the cage. They made you buy it. Somebody left me a comment on my last video about Advance Auto Parts. One of the biggest suppliers is closing 700 stores. And he said, time to learn how Cuba keeps their stuff running. Well, here's the big difference. Cuba was forced into this by an embargo.
That's right.
Our fucking government is doing this to us. So let me go ahead and show you that pipeline. All right? Step one, we'll destroy the alternative. So between 1936 and 1950, General Motors and Standard Oil bought up the electric streetcar system in 45 major American cities. They ripped up all the tracks and destroyed public transportation, specifically so that you would buy a vehicle. And don't get me wrong, they were convicted in court. They were charged a whopping $5,000. That's it. Step two, destroy the older cars. They mandated ethanol in your gas, which literally eats your fuel lines of older engines. Step three, cut off the auto.
Damn. They mandated ethanol to eat up your fuel lines in a car that's not technologically hooked up, connected to the matrix, right? That's some crazy shit. I didn't know that. Me and the wife and bro, we were in here talking just last week about having them old school cars that are not linked or hooked into the system. Come to find out, okay, that might be so, but there's ethanol in the gasoline now, and the ethanol, it eats up your fuel lines. I know that. They mandated it. They put that shit in the gasoline. Some crazy work,
auto parts supply. Advance Auto Parts is closing 700 stores. And the fucking crazier part is their parent company, Fram Filters and Autolite Spark Plugs, just filed for bankruptcy. So you can't even fix your older car if you want to because you can't buy the fucking parts. So what's left? Step 4, force you into a new vehicle. So what's coming down the pipe in 2027? If you guess the AI mandate kill switch, ding ding, motherfuckers, you got it. And you know the crazy part about that though is they want to claim safety and all this bullshit where it can, watch your eyes, your movements, but then it can just shut your car off whenever it fucking decides to. Weird. And then they're selling it as it's a safety thing. Safety and progress. Really? Just like the self-driving cars in California right now, because they just passed a law that's effective July fucking 1st that allows the government to geofence your vehicle. Do you understand what that means? So they can digitally track your car, reroute it, shut the fucker off, and be like, well, it's an emergency. The EFF is already warning that these vehicles are mass surveillance machines on wheels. They didn't just build the fucking cage, they destroyed the alternative, watered down your fucking fuel, bankrupt the auto supplier, and then force you to buy the cage itself. Stop calling this bullshit progress. This is fucking control. What's funny is that they didn't just build the cage.
All right. That's some real shit, man. This is what's happening in real time, man. And we over here in our communities tripping on each other. We ain't even the wiser, man. We don't even see what the hell is happening. And you can't tell me this shit ain't orchestrated. It ain't manufactured. Where they go and recruit our people to continue this bullshit amongst us. Can't tell me, man, that ain't happening. This shit is occurring for a reason. It makes no sense that brothers, young and old, cannot stop with the bullshit to see what the hell is going on so we can get our shit together. You can't tell me this shit ain't manufactured, man, that it's not being orchestrated. I'll give you an example of those who are in play with those who need us to not focus. Most of our brothers and our sisters who are on social media with the BS they putting out there, they're culprits. They're involved in this shit. They are involved in this shit. These people are literally dumbing us down, keeping us distracted so that we can't. We're the threat. They're figuring out ways to keep us distracted so that the threat is not realized, that it don't become real. We are the threat. They go get our people. They make them movie stars, entertainers, athletes. Then they go get some more of our people. They keep them on the ground level in the inner cities with these podcasts, with this bull crap every day. They are all in cahoots. They are culprits, man, in this get down. And so while we're being distracted with BS all day, every day, these people is putting down the kibosh. They doing shit that, man, I'm telling you, man, even those of us who say we know, man, we don't even know the tip of the iceberg of what's happening. You know? There's so much more beneath the water table that's in play. You know, it's scary. It's scary. This is the situation, though. Look at our brothers and sisters, man. Just trip off this shit. I mean, literally, just trip off of it. I mean, man, it's some crazy shit. And it's being done to keep us from focusing. It's in the drink. It's in the weed. It's in the drugs, man. It's on social media. It's in the streets. It's everywhere. That it is the distraction, is the BS, man, that keeps us from focusing. All day, every day, we see it. We see it. If you know, people be laughing and clowning. Oh, they, you know, it's just a new soap opera. No, man. It's more insidious than that. It's way more dangerous than that. We are literally, man, allowing ourselves to remain captive in a system that means us no good, man. Real spit. These people are looking to siphon our spirits, our souls. There's no other way to label that shit, man, or call it. What we see taking place, man, is an attack on our souls. They've done the physical. They still do the physical shit and the psychological shit. They no doubt about that. But this shit has been elevated by them by 10. The shit that they're doing. And I'm telling you, man, it's working. It's working. We can see it if we pay attention. You step out your door, you ain't got to go far, man, to see it in real time. We better hurry up and get it together, man, because there ain't much time left. Ain't much time left. And another thing, man, they quick, man, to sell us a bunch of BS. That's what they do. That's part of the playbook. You know, lead us to think and believe something that's not. So many of our people are caught up in that aspect of the brainwashing. You know what I mean? It's true. Give you an example. Voting. That's some bullshit. I'm just saying, though. You know. You really ask me about it, I'll tell you, man. Oh, that ain't nothing but a scheme. That ain't nothing but make something to make people feel like they're a part of something that they're really not a part of. It's like a lot of us, black people, they actually think that we're part of this system. Now, the country may be ours originally, but the system that run this shit ain't got nothing to do with us. It don't want us to have nothing to do with it. But they sell us that lie. They sell us that lie all day, every day. They lead us to believe, and some of us are just easily misled. Let's be 100. That we're a part of something that we aren't. It's that simple, man. This shit is not rocket science, man. The Voting Act and all this other shit, man. We voting politics, man. Come on, y'all. This is a game that's being played on us. This is their way of keeping us placated, pacified. You know? Just look at how they do shit. You know? When they check temperatures and said, okay, it's getting too hot, bring it down a little bit, cool it off. They know just what to do. Their gas prices might drop about $1 or 50 cents, you know. Store prices might go down a little bit, you know. Trump might say, oh, let's throw another $1 trillion out there, another stimulus. We got to calm them down. Shit like that, right? Because that's what they did. That's what he did 2020. COVID was up and running, you know? Or was it 2021? Doesn't matter. That's what they did. No, they did, man, and they continue to do this shit. Cold system, man, in play on us, man, and a lot of us don't even realize it. I want to play this last one, and this speaks to what I was saying about this voting shit, and I'm telling y'all, it's some bullshit. All this shit we're involved in is some crap. It ain't really real, man. It's not real. We in the matrix, real spit. Literally in the matrix. Now here it is. Check this out. I don't know where I started it from. Is it?
Quote leader you vote for, then you're retarded. Not only that, they've come out and told you that they're all paedophiles, right? So you basically are choosing your favourite paedophile. Like, it's incredible. Like, what is it going to take for people to
Wake
for the
up.
penny to drop? It doesn't matter. Conservative, Labour, Republic, Democrat, Red, Blue, Reform, Restore. They're all wings of the same evil bird. Right? This is theatre. This is theatre for the masses. It's a circus. The word government, gubermente, is Latin. Literally means to control the mind. Literally means mind control.
Shout out to that king. He gets it. He understands. There's only two sides, and that's humanity versus the system.
That's it.
It's not living within the 5 main divide and conquer tactics, right? Which is money, politics, race, religion, sexual orientation, with classism and socioeconomic status mixed in. They're all on the same bird.
Same page.
Especially politics.
Same thing.
Doesn't matter who you're voting for. Nothing's going to change. If you truly want change the way you talk about, you need to stop participating. All of them.
God damn it. I've been saying that shit for a
Just
year
stop
now.
participating in this psychological system. Come together and get out of those 5 main divide and conquer tactics. Again, which is money, politics, race, religion, sexual orientation.
No one is coming to save us, y'all. Period, point blank. And especially us.
Voting isn't going to save you. We're going to save ourselves. We need to come together. I love all of you. Peace.
All right. Know you back. Peace. Ain't nobody coming to save us, y'all. That's the truth. That is the truth. And the longer we continue to participate in a system that gives a flying flick about any of us, the deeper we'll fall or sink into this shit and not be able to come out of it. You know, for a lot of us, let's be honest as well, we have Stockholm syndrome. You know, we sympathize with our captors, our oppressors, our brutalizers, our torturers, those who murder us. We defend them, speak up for them, and in a lot of cases, we want to be just like them. We want to be just like them, man. That's why we in this shit. Because we act like we don't know no better, man, and I'm telling you, we do. It's just a matter of making the right choices. A lot of us don't want to make some choices, man, that are harsh, that are scary. They're harsh to us and scary to us because we're used to the system being the way it is. In our minds, at least that way, we know what we got coming. That's some crazy work, man. That we would rather continue in this shit than break out from it, separate from it, stop participating with it. That's crazy work, man. That's crazy work, and that's on us. That's on us, man. At some point, we're going to have to get together, man, and we're done. We're done. And for each and every one of you who speak to that force, that energy, Most High, God, Allah, whatever. I have to ask, isn't it, or I don't know, isn't it, I'm making like it's confirmed. Does it not say that we're supposed to do things a certain way, that we're not supposed to be in this den of evil like this? You know what I mean? And we all know it's evil. And yet we're participating with the evil. Make that make sense, man. Make that make sense. Especially those of you who have faith, who practice a certain religion, ideology, belief, whatever the case may be. You know you're living in the pit of evil, and yet you won't remove yourself from it. Won't even tell the people, hey, y'all, we're in the pit of evil. We need to depart from this shit. You know, we need to get away. How is this possible, man? That, you know, these godly people, holier than thou people, are still in this pit of evil, working with these people. What does that tell you? We fucked. We're fucked. That's what it tells me. If all those who trust, believe, know within their heart of hearts that there is a God and all that's good, you know, it's a part of you, within you, you know, and there is something you're supposed to be doing as, you know, the instrument of God. Why the hell ain't nobody done nothing, man? Why do we see most religious people with the BS more than anybody else? This shit shot, man. We in a bad way as a people, just period. I ain't even got to use no color, man. You know, I ain't got to use an ethnicity or a race. You know, we in a bad way. We are caught up in this system, man, each and every one of us. And I don't know, for whatever reason, a lot of us are thinking, man, something, someone, somehow is going to save us just because. And we don't have to do anything. It's just going to happen. You know, we hear it all the time. God got me. Yeah, I would imagine so, especially if God knew you got you too. That you in the fight right along with him. I would think so. But if you just, you know, hey man, God got me. I ain't got to do nothing. I'm blessed. You're in a world of trouble. You are in a world of trouble. And as long as we continue to participate in this shit, we're in a world of trouble. Each and every one of us. That's the truth, man. That's the truth. Ain't nobody come to save not one of us. Not a one of us. I don't care. Hey, man, ain't nobody coming to save us. Put it like that. All right? That's the truth. Let me read some of these get-downs, man. I got something I want to drop on y'all again. You know, let's, you know, truth to power, man. Look at what's happening. Look at our communities, man. Y'all can't tell me something extraordinary in a bad way is happening. You can't tell me that there's an anomaly taking place, man, with our people, not in a good way. And again, I'm just talking about our people because that's, you know, that's what I am. I'm part of our people. I'm part of the people. But other ethnicities and demographics, the same shit. Them too. Us more than anyone else, though. Why is that? And I mean, it can't be because it's, oh man, we were slaves and we tried to. You trying to hear all this shit, man. That's some bull crap. We're like this because we become comfortable. We think we're entitled to be this way. just because we've been told, or we know, some of us, that we are the chosen people, right? We ain't got to do shit. We ain't got to do nothing. Just acknowledge that we the chosen people and everything's going to be all right. That's crazy work, man. That makes no sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Antonio, what it do, loved one? All love and respect. Salute right back to you. Good to see you, my brother. What it do, Henry? Say, brother Bub, peace, soldier, man, and blessings to the intelligent chat, ladies and gents. Good to see you up in here, Henry, man. Peace and prosperity to you and the fam, bro. All right, Farrah, you early today. Yep. Farrah said, man, peace to you and RGC, Big Bub. Prince, sign of the times. One of my favorite artists. Real spit, right? I listen to the sign of the time. Me and my wife, that's what we groove to. We listen to all that shit, right? And ain't that something, man, the shit he talking about, man? He ain't the only one, of course. But, man, when he says it, it's so prolific. It seems just so right now. And this was, 30 years ago? Probably longer than 30 years ago. But those signs he spoke about, we're seeing them in these times. You know? It's crazy work, man. And we're not doing nothing but sitting back letting this stuff happen, man. It's like none of us have a worry in the world that we don't see that this thing is collapsing and crumbling all around us, man. Something's up. We just ain't figured it out yet. And I don't mean something's up in a good way for us. I mean, yeah, there's this shift that could actually change the world overnight. If we chose so. If we chose it to be us. And that ain't no cap, man. That is not cap. If each and every one of us here, half of us here in this country decided that's it. Should have changed. And it won't, and don't get me wrong, it would change. There'll be resistance, of course. They'll call out their people, their minions, those who look like us, come try to get us back in line, and and when that don't work, because it won't if we decide to go about business like we supposed to, then we're going to see the real tactics come into play. They got a playbook for everything, y'all. They got a playbook for everything. Everything. I'm telling you. All right, Farrah, good to see you, man. Sign of the times, man. Queen Nzinga, all love. Peace and blessings, RGC. Keep your integrity. Celebrate the small victories and never underestimate the impact of your words and actions. Someone may find the hope they need because you chose to show up. All right? Truth to power. Words are power, though. Words are power. Actions are even more powerful. You have to admit. B60, what it do, loved one? Greetings, salutations to you, Bub, and the RGC Black First, y'all. All right, Poke, I see you, loved one. So I'm in here, man. Got you in my ear. I'm at work. Salute to you, Bub, the UTG, RGC. Focus on the focus. You can check it if you want, but I heard that the only person that's going to be able to drive your car or any car is going to have to be the owner of the car. That's more the same. So that means then you got to go out and buy somebody else's car. It fits. It fits into what they're putting in place, It fits. I'm going to check it out, though, as you suggested. Man, imagine that. Ain't enough parking spaces for this type of shit they trying to put in effect. Henry said, man, history tells the story of two white men in the past who invented water-fueled cars. Suddenly died of cerebral aneurysm. One of them, Stanley Meyer. And they have, no doubt, man, Henry, in terms of what you're talking about, You don't need petrol, man, gasoline to make an engine run. But this is what they tell us. This is what they tell us. I think that there are a lot of ways to make an engine run, water being one of them. But you know, they try to keep that also, that information, from the public. I think it was about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, I saw a guy on social media actually doing that shit. You know, went to his page, went, you know, followed him. Shit, man ain't put up nothing since. See, and that's what people are afraid of, you know? Stepping away from the norm, you know, doing something other than what's expected of us by them people. Crazy work, man. Stanley Meyer. All right. Yeah, Fat Rat, we say it all the time. We are actually in the matrix, y'all. We are plugged in. And y'all stop looking at it like there are cables connected to the back of our heads, our backs, our arms, and all this shit, you know. No, it ain't that. It ain't that, you know. It ain't that, man. But we're connected. We're plugged in. We're plugged in. For any of us, that goes for all of us. We're all plugged in. For those of us who carry that phone everywhere we go, there it is right there. And that phone, it provides everything. Mostly the distractions they need us to be, you know, distracted with and or for. You know what I mean? There it is. Full effect, man. In full effect. Raymond Skull, man, all love, homie. Peace and prosperity to you and the fam, man, as well. To the Rays, man. From Pasadena, Inglewood to LA. All love and respect, bro. Real spit. You know, in fact, that goes for everybody up in here, man. You know, my PBG family, man, my Hoover family, you know, my blood family, my Pyru family, whatever. Crip family, all love, man. All love and respect. We got to get over this bullshit. We have to get over this bullshit. We got to push beyond this shit. Because if we don't, it will mean our demise, man. And I don't care, man, if you and your family then went out and moved in the country, man, you got 400 acres, and you say, oh, well, we're separated from society and all that hustle and bustle and the BS that we see every day. That ain't gonna save you. It's just not. And most of us know this. Most of us know this. It ain't gonna save you, man. It's about us deciding that, you know, we have to do something. We have to change some shit with ourselves first. Before we're going to be capable of changing anything or everything that's going on around us. We got work to do, man. That's all I can say, man, to that. And that ain't no lie. That ain't no lie, man. We're in trouble, man. We're in a war, and we don't even know it. We don't even know it. We're so segmented and separated, divided. We're scattered. There's no unity, man. No solidarity. We easy pickings. Like I said, man, this is why we wake up every day or name any day in the week, we read or hear about another brother and sister or sister being lynched, being unalived. We're not communicating, man. We're not together. There's no way, man, sisters should be by themselves in this climate. No way that brothers should be alone no matter where they're going in this environment. Ain't no way, man. We don't come together, man. Hey, like I said, we're easy pickings, man. We're easy pickings. All these black communities, you know, people always talking about, that don't mean nothing to them, man. You can drop a bomb on that. Y'all know how that shit go. Y'all think they won't do that shit in the 21st century that they did in the 20th? You're mistaken. Same shit they did about 100 years ago, they'll do again. We gotta get ready, man. This shit's some real live stuff going on. This some real live stuff going on, man. Real spit. Raymond Cole said, man, greetings, bud, man. Peace and blessings to you and your family, man. I extend mine to the Groove community, respect to the home kings and home queens of the RGC. All right, the Royal Groove congregation, man, ain't nothing but love and respect up in here, y'all. Let's bring it together. Appreciate that, Raymond Cole. Fat Rat said, man, in their true history, they don't even originate. In their true history, they don't even originate deception, bub. Or they didn't even originate deception, bub. One of our scientists inculcated them on that Patmos island where they were taught and trained for 600 years. I think I know the story. I've heard it. Yeah. Yeah. You going to say, Fat Rat, what is evil? What is God? What is religion? Henry Cedello, man, said, man, religious people will say that they know that the white man has done so much in their humble, lost way. But when you say he lied to us about who God is, they say, oh no, he wouldn't lie about God. No shit. Fat Rat say, man, what if somebody is not only coming to save us, but is on deck? What if? Great hypothetical. What if? If was a fifth, you know, we all be drunk. But here's the reality. We're going through the shit right now. And we'll continue to do so if we don't do nothing. If we continue to, whatever that is, man, that people think is going to occur miraculously to save us. Hey, man, that's a mistake. That's not a what if. That's actually happening. That's reality. We're going through the shit and ain't nobody stepped up. Nothing has stepped out or whatever. Whatever. I don't think that, whatever that is that responsibility. That's not that's responsibility. It's ours. You know, we should very well save ourselves as much as we want to save our souls from the devil. I'm just saying. Our people, you know, very fervent about that. Saving their souls for God. Will not save the life that they have that they're living right now. And ain't that part of the plan as well? To live life, you know, a certain way according to whatever. Why we ain't putting that much energy in that as we would, you know, saving our souls. You know, I don't, you know, and I already get it. I get it. It's a whole different, you know, apples and oranges in a way. You know, the shell and the, I get it. But I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think that there's work to be done as we live that contributes to the souls, to whatever that is, man. You know, its promise or its ability, its purpose. That's what I'm saying. Just because somebody says something is coming to save us does not mean we supposed to sit idly by and let the lions just rip us apart. I don't think so. what if no one's coming to save us? Then what? Then what? What do we do? What we've been doing? I'm just asking. I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. I don't yeah, that what if. I don't see it. Nah. In the what if that it's already here. I think, man, it's the fact of the matter is, if something's going to change, it comes from us. It might come from within, you know what I mean? But, you know, it might be triggered, activated. It still has to have something that, you know, activates it. You know, something that, you know. Here we are, man, and we're watching this shit in real time happen. So whatever that is, whoever that is, you know, shit, high time something happens. Step up. Inspire the people. Motivate. I don't know, man, but I can tell you this much. If we sitting up waiting while we getting tore to shreds by the lions, ain't gonna be that many of us left, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Henry said, man, Prince, rest in peace, man. Real spit. That's my guy, man. Pope said, why is it that we possess a shell over the soul or spirit? When God is spirit, I feel that God chose us to till his creation. He gave us this world and chose us to be in it. Why is it that we possess a shell over the soul or spirit when God is spirit? I feel that God chose us to, I don't know, is that tilled or to feel his grief? I don't get that part right there. And it's messing me up. But who gave us, this God, the creator, whoever, who gave us this world and chose us to be in it? I don't know, man. Break that down for me, Pope. Raymond Scott, man, said capitalism is the most diabolical entity to exist. It's a slavery, bloodshed, deception, control, selfish. It's death. You go on to say, man, to think we've been subjugated for centuries due to their deepest sadistic sexual obsession with the black man or his lower nature, his base self. I hear you. Farrah said, man, those who are exercising power are in an outright panic. Yeah. Okay, let me finish it though. But yeah. What do they know that they are not telling the masses? We had this discussion. I don't disagree that they're in a panic. And that's why I said, man, this thing is being applied, it's being pushed expeditiously. I mean, it's times 10 now. They're in a panic. I don't disagree with that, you know? Now, as to what they know that they're not telling the masses, well, we can sit up all day and talk about that, you know? I kind of got an inkling, you know what I mean? That's the fear. That they know and what we might have an idea of, you know what I mean? That's their main fear, man. That we come into that we are, again, triggered, activated, or whatever. That's their fear. Now, what that is, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know. However, it's just something about this shit that says, hey, man, we're supposed to be doing something. I just, you know, great. You know, I don't want to be, you know, highfalutin, talking these shit, you know, these words. We're supposed to be doing something that has a purpose attached to it that is just phenomenal. There you go. That is phenomenal. That's what I think. That's what I think. You know, what do you think? What do you think that they know and they're not telling us, or is afraid for us to find out and or come into the know of? You know what I mean? What is it you think? Raymond Scott said, man, our people have been hoodwinked into accepting a religion that was used to enslave us and lynch us too in the name of God. Our people weren't acknowledged for their religious practices. Our people have been hoodwinked into accepting a religion that was used to enslave us and lynch us too in the name of God. Our people weren't acknowledged for their religious practices. I think this, man, this, you know, I wasn't there. First, let me just clarify that. I wasn't there. And though as crazy as it may sound, I'll be having flashes. Like, damn, you know, was I there? You know, anyway. But hey, man, I you know, when we talk about, so I was looking at something today. Two things. One was the old practice, in terms of how our people worshiped, you know, or what they believed, and how they went about practicing that belief. It was totally different than what we see or what we've learned today. You know what I mean? Now, that being said, what's in place, a lot of our people hold tight to their chest. They trust it. They know in their soul of souls it's legit. And to that, can't knock them. Can't knock them. You know? I was having a conversation with a sister about the origins, you know, not just Christianity, but the Bible, you know what I mean? And I mentioned a couple of texts that were ancient, older than the Bible. And I asked her, I said, there's something, something comes from something, right? Like, yeah. Where'd the Bible come from? You know, and for most of us, our people, when we talking about this type of stuff, we said it comes from the prophets, and the word was handed down to the prophets from, you know how that story goes. And I said, well, consider thinking that texts that were as old as the Old Testament, what you read in terms of texts in the Old Testament were adopted from texts older than that. You know what I mean? Straight up. 10 Commandments, you know, if we know, that comes out of the Book of the Dead. You know? When we talking about personifications, you know, individuals that are spoken of highly in a lot of religions, comes from, you know, Book of the Dead. Or the Egyptian papers. There's all kind of shit. The pyramid text. You know? All kind of shit. Everything came from something. And, you know, it's beyond me to tell you exactly where it came from. I can't. But I know what I've read. And to that degree, man, it wasn't denied. You know? Everything comes from something. That's the point I'm trying to make, you know? Now, be that as it may, people get a hold of stuff, man, and for whatever reason, man, you know, some do well with it, some don't. Some utilize it different than others. Some manipulate it. Some misinterpret it. You know? Some wield it wrong. That's the history of that get down. You know what I mean? That's the history of it. We can all sit up and talk about whatever in terms of this stuff. None of us was there. None of us were there. Not a one of us. And until we're able to tap in to that source until it's activated and it speaks to us truth to power, you know, and we're able to recite it and then tell them we know exactly what they got or what they possess that's ours. Shit, man, it's a lot of guesswork, man, and just a lot, belief at work. You know, that's it. That's how I look at it. I'm not trying to, it ain't about disrespect, man. It's about, for me, it's about getting to the point where I'm not just understanding something, but I'm gaining knowledge, man, that's useful. You know what I mean? It's about me learning, man. That's it. That's it. I don't know nothing about none of that. I grew up in it. I know what I was indoctrinated with. I knew I was conditioned to believe in it, to trust it, and a whole lot of other, things, as a kid. I can tell you that. That's a fact. My grandmother was one of the most religious people I knew. My great-grandmother was one of the most religious people I knew. And I have to say, my grandmother, man, hey, man, she taught me a lot of shit. But hey, she believed what she believed. You go in her house, man, there was white Jesus on every wall, including her bedroom and including the bathroom and the kitchen, the den, on the back porch. That was her rock. That was her faith. She trusted it. I never got a chance to ask her why. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. A lot of our people are that way. And I don't even think I got the stomach to ask them why. It leads to too much BS. You know what I mean? A lot of people not going to be receptive of that type of get down. So, I tend to leave it alone. I tend to think I know what I know, right? And I keep most of that to myself. But hey, man, whatever's happening, man, it's happening for a reason. Now, if that, whatever it is coming down or it's already here and, is starting to tinker and tweak little things and we're starting to, react to the, okay, then so be it. But let's get in it and get to it so that we know. I don't know. That's what I say. Shit. Oh, shit. That's what I say. Farah said, let's build. Etymology states that the word religion entered the English language in the 13th century via Old French, originating from the Latin noun religio. In classical antiquity, religio did not mean an organized system of doctrine or belief like Christianity or Buddhism. Instead, it referred to a sense of conscientiousness, all right, moral duty, or scrupulous attention to social obligations and traditional rights. All right, you say, let's build, man. Okay, now read that one more time. Etymology states that the word religion entered the English language in the 13th century via Old French, originating from the Latin noun religio. In classical antiquity, religio did not mean an organized system of doctrine or belief like Christianity or Buddhism. Instead, it referred to a sense of conscientiousness, moral duty, or scrupulous attention to social obligations and traditional rights. Hey, I think that, in that respect, man, we all, no, I ain't gonna say that because that might not, that's just my opinion. That don't make it true. But, for me, in terms of how I think and how I see shit, I think that there's something that's in us that's a part of us that's wired to morality, being moral, being principled, practicing integrity, being righteous even. I just think that, I think we're all equipped with that gene or, that whatever, man, to be the type of people, man, that actually has love and respect for one another, self and each other, and I think that let's go back when that shit was actually being practiced, it was being taught, imagine that, man, the children learning that shit at birth, or or it being instilled in them while they're in the womb, what I mean? I don't know, I'm just saying. I think that's our original self. That's what I think. Knowing certain rights, rights. You know what I mean? Understanding what moral duty is, what an obligation is. Knowing love for self and others. Being principled, shit like that. I just think that is something that is actually. I think this is my opinion. I'm gonna say it anyway. That's in each and every one of us. Initially, and as we're born and as we're raised, it becomes, it grows with us. But yeah, something went wrong. Something went wrong when where all of that was replaced by iniquity, evil, if you want to call it. Let's call it evil. I don't know why, but I suspect that. I don't necessarily think that in the womb or otherwise, coming from the womb, being born, ain't nobody coming out, man, evil. I just don't know, man. I don't think so. But I get what you're saying, Fat Rat. All right. That's what religion has been made. Yeah. All right. Where does Islam stand in that picture? Because I noticed you mentioned Christianity and Buddhism. Is Islam also a part of organized religion? Is it? I don't know. I'm asking. Is it based on a belief system also? What how does that work? And I'm just asking. Fat Rat, you going to say, man? It slights us when we have bake a subject that requires intense study and our innermost concentration. All right. Raymond Scholes said, man, I wonder if their Christianity is our ancestors' religious beliefs being retold, like Osiris, Isis, and Horus is similar to God, Mary, and Jesus. But I was just saying that if you go back to, those texts of antiquity, it's there. It's there. And so that I was saying, man, when you talk about the Old Testament, it's just an adaptation of what came before it. As well, I think the New Testament, which is really kind of I don't know, But yeah, man, that's a fact, man. Some of this stuff is just, I think, revised, regurgitated, rewritten, for real. It did come from something else, and, I think that it was made or twisted to benefit whoever decided to, do it over based upon what they read, in them old texts that exist way before that. But I was saying earlier also, you trip how it's in histories how our people were forbade not to practice voodoo. Right? Think about that. That's what they called it. You know, these were rites, traditional rites and shit, you know, stuff based upon a whole lot of stuff they had no understanding, comprehension of. But our people were forbade to do that, to partake in that, to practice it, to even speak it. Why? What was it that they didn't, you know, they didn't want passed on, that they didn't want others to know about? Whole lot of power in words, man. In traditions, yeah. Or as Farad said, traditional rites. Farad said, man, do we understand that it was written for them to carry out their work for an appointed time? Do we understand that it was written for them to carry out their work for an appointed time? Who's them? Just asking, who's them? Who are you alluding to? Raymond Cole said, man, like back during those golden days, our people were religious but bombed in church. The YT people, who were racist, spoke of God and Christianity as if it belonged to them only. Farad said, Raymond Cole, man, there's a great similarity in the Kemetic pantheon, but all of those texts refer to the one who comes at the end of an appointed time. You're going to say, Farad, belief counts for nothing except that it is carried into practice. Folks say, man, I agree with you, bub. I'm tired of looking at my black folk as enemies, so I'm going to send a salute and much love to my family. PBG, MGM, GC 3 times. Yeah, you, bro. Yeah. Farad said, man, we should all, in this podcast, know what happened in recent history, 1690 through 2026, with the misuse of a Bible written by, I'm glad you said it before I said it, you know, but yeah, we should know, we should all in this podcast know what happened in recent history, 1690 through 2026, with the misuse of a Bible written by William Shakespeare for King James. All right. There it is. I don't, yeah, and that you talking about the KJ version, yeah, you know, yeah, not necessarily the old, but I get you. All right, Frederick, I see you, bro. 4 of them, right back to you. Farad say, man, Islam is the nature of the original Asiatic black man. It was given in a form as a religion to address occupation and misguidance in our Holy Land. The Holy Quran announces it this way. This day, all right, I'm trying to keep up with you. This day, all right, them that emerged from the Caucasus Mountains and were given 45 degrees of knowledge and 55 degrees of science by Moses, which they have ruled the world with. So they're only using 45% of whatever knowledge was given to them, and then 55% of science that was given to them. And that's what they've been using the whole time. I have a question. When you're referring to the original Asiatic black man is what you said. How then did, or is, I don't know if this is the case or not, I'm asking, how then did the Arabs usurp it, if that's such a word, if that can be used in this context, and what I'm trying to express? How then did the Arabs become the bearers of it, the purveyors of it, over the black man, if it's an original, black religion? It was given in the form as a religion to address occupation and misguidance in our holy land. The Holy Quran announces it this way: this day have I completed my favor upon you and given you Islam as a religion. Okay, so again, how then, if it's an original Asiatic black man's practice, religion, how then did the Arabs become the face of it? And I could probably guess up a reason or two, but how is that so? I mean, it would be no different looking at how the different African Hebrews, and how long they've had this, and then looking at Ashkenazis claiming that is, what I mean? There's a similarity there, if you ask me. There's a similarity there, They claim it for themselves now. They claim it as the people, and I'm talking about, the Ish. Just as I think the Arabs claim that as theirs. I'm just trying to understand how that came into play like that. I wonder how that came into play like that. All right, so Chris say, man, that's what I was thinking, bub. Voodoo might be our foundation and groundation religion. Polk said, man, sin is a personal transgression against a moral or divine law. And evil is a character trait that opposes good. All right. So what we see in effect here then is what you're describing as evil, right, Pope? I mean, I don't know no other way to describe what's happening, in terms of what they're doing, and especially in terms to us, that could be described as evil, right? No doubt, right? Oh, excuse me, shit. Oh, hell. I've been busy today, y'all. Ooh. Henry said, man, they tried to make voodoo look evil. Movies, cartoons. Voodoo was a peaceful African and diasporic spiritual system centered on community, healing, and honoring ancestors. That sounds familiar or similar to some of the practices back in Kemet. I don't know, man, Sounds similar to me. Excuse me, y'all. Polk said, man, I don't think that we were born evil, but I do believe we are born into sin. That was another conversation I had with one of our guests. And again, I was raised as a Christian. I went to Baptist church, man. I don't know if that's significant or not. I don't really care, but since a kid, and as I began to grow older, it was forced upon me then, because I'm in the mind now where I'm finna leave for Sunday school start. She won't be able to find me type shit, But what I'm saying is, or what I like to say is, I recall being told this, and it kind of messed me up. I didn't get that. I'm born into sin, and I need somebody to, because the conversation I had with somebody, they were trying to express or explain it to me to where I could comprehend that shit, but I found it very difficult to understand and comprehend because, okay, born into sin. So before that, you know, that baby comes out of the womb, sin already exists. So when it's born into sin, or are they saying once the baby's born in sin? It's sin is attached to the baby. You know, give me some clarification here. Give me some clarification here. I need to know that. Because it would make sense to say, okay, the baby is born, sin is already existing. You know, baby's in the womb, sin is already up and running out here. Once the baby's born, it's born into sin. Sin is the thing of the day, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah type shit, you know what I mean? Wicked and, you know, just, you know, yeah. What do you mean? Or when the baby's born in sin. Or there's sin attached to that baby. You know, give me some understanding. Favors said, man, we had to take a back seat while this madman did his work. Yeah, I know you meant back seat. I got you. I don't know how I got it. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. Okay, and I know you're talking about Fat Rat. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I apologize. I've been all up down the freeway today, man. You know, sitting, man, going over manuscripts and shit, man. Just kind of woe out. All right. Chris said, man, the original Arabs are black. Okay, so then what are those who are the face of Arabdom? You know, who are these people? 'Cause, like, I think the majority of them that I see that, you know, they're always exposed on the television or in the news feed, they look Caucasian to me, you know, some of them. And I mean in the Middle East. I mean nowhere else. Because I know Muslims are all over. They come in different shades and colors. I understand that. You know, I'm just saying. Farad said, man, a lion is asleep in Judah. Who will awaken him? Just one line? That's all it's going to take? Someone awaken just one lion? Chris said, man, look at Egypt, the strongest man in the world. Look at Egypt, the strongest man in the world, pulling a bus by his teeth, and he's very dark skinned. No, that's not to say, man, that, yeah, okay. And I've seen, you know, so dark Arabs, you know, dark Arabs, all right. But it, you know, and I don't mean but like I want to, you know, confront you, contest anything. However, same thing, right? When they describe them, you know, they, you know, and, you know, maybe I'm ignorant in this respect. They describe them coming out of areas other than Africa or even, you know, off the continent. Mesopotamia, you know, Samaria, shit like that, you know, I think is where they said he came from, if I remember correctly. The ones I'm talking about, you know, I'm not talking about the dark-skinned brothers, you know, the original Asiatic black man, you know. These people, man, that are, you know, pretty much controlling that, they get down, if you ask me, just, they don't look black. No more than an Ish person looks like a, you know, original Hebrew. Just saying, you know. Pharaoh say, man, we ordain their work, bud. We, as black original scientists, they are the 180 lower part, or 80-degree lower part of our nature, and this whole life is about us mastering our damn selves. That's it. That is why oh, that is it. That is why. Okay. And you say that is correct, Chris. And I guess that's in response to saying, in response to Chris saying that, you know, the original Arabs are black. All right. Now that part, what you just said, Fat Rat, is cool. I'm all right with that. You know, especially in terms of us mastering ourselves. You know, us mastering ourselves. I don't have a problem with that. A real sister's back in the house, y'all. Long time no see. Good to have you. Good to have you. Good to have you. Shalom, family. I pray all is well. Stop by to see what's up, family. Looks like a pretty good, but pretty interesting topic. Yeah, jump right on in. Yeah. I'd love to hear your take on this. Jump right on in. Polk said, man, and I do believe that the black man and woman was the first B1. Was the first B1, all right? What are we denying? There's no one like us because we came from something way bigger than us, equal or equaling, or you know, God. All right? God. And again, you guys, you know, so yeah, there's something going on. I'm just the type of guy to say, man, I don't know what the hell it is. You put it to you like that. And I think that, man, whatever that is, you know, not just to me, but all of us will, you know, will come into the know. We'll come to realize what it is at some point, I imagine. You know, I like to think that, you know, in terms of probabilities, man, you know, I tend to think that, yeah, we're going to find out. One way or another, we're going to find out. So, you know, let it do what it do. Let it do what it do. Real sister said, facts, Pope. You handed off some gems, man. All right, Fat Rat, you say, man, that born in sin, shaped in iniquity, is not about us. Our nature is righteous, not sin. But we're taught and trained by those who were. So we are following them, or following their second nature. Yeah, now again, when we, and that was the thing, all right? Now, the way you breaking that down, okay, great. I didn't hear it like that, you know? Especially, like I said, man, in terms of how I see shit, I think we, you know, we've been kissed by, you know, whatever that is, you know what I mean? There's a reason for our being. There's a purpose behind it. That I don't think that, you know, this shit, man, this is not of us. That's what I'm saying. I trust that. So, you know, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. That right there, man. Thanks for sharing that. They've been running shit for a while then, man. Let you tell it, Fat Rat. They've been at this for a great period of time. You're going to say, man, they have usurped our place and power in every inhabited place. The lion represents the original people as the Sphinx. All right. Poke says, look, man, I'll give you an example. Some of our black children who never got a chance to know his father because of getting killed in the streets. And then when he or she gets old enough to gangbang and revenge their father or mother because they now claim the game, we are not supposed to be killing each other off. Everything in this world is God's, even the judgment and revenge on others. And that is a moral law that we need not to kill each other. All right. And again, like when you see in the Bible the 10 Commandments and all that, again, you know, I was telling this individual that came from the Book of the Dead. They didn't have 10, they had some like 30 something commandments. If I remember correctly, I think maybe 36, you know. But You know, they chose in the Old Testament to use only 10. Why? I don't know. But yeah, one of them was not to do what you just mentioned. And that's also an intent, you know, again, they recycled it, they adopted that, and, you know, boom. Thou shalt not kill, you know. Even if one is honoring their mother and father, you know, somebody done something, then I leave that up to who or what? What we're talking about, you know, this entity, this, you know, this power, this source, you know. What if I didn't want to unalive him? What if I wanted to do, is it still considered evil because I'm thinking in terms of revenge? I'm thinking in terms of get back, payback? That evil? I just like to know, is that evil? Would that be considered evil? Farrah said, "Me, we are in a duality, a polarity. All right, we are in a duality, a polarity. So we get terms like good and evil, right? Night and day, up and down, left, right. Okay, got you. Right and wrong, left, right, or black and white, right? All right." Poke said, "Man, real sister, man. Thank you, sister. It's not that I want to be right, but it sure feels good to be supported, especially by our black sisters." All right, go ahead then, bro. Farrah said, "Man, there are many more commandments even in the Old Testament." All right. I can dig it, man. I can dig it. Look, check this out. I want to, hold on. Real sister. All right, took you long enough. Let's see what she got to say, man. She said, all right. Real sister said, man, we can't see that we are a special people. Everybody knows who we are except us. All right. And that's why they treat us like they do. Come on, wake up, people. Out of the darkness we've been in for centuries. All right. Hold on, y'all. Let me drop this, man. This is something new. I want to get y'all's feel on this. Let me know what y'all think about this. And I think this is a nice, this is some solid shit right here. Let it speak for itself. I'm gonna shut the hell up. Check this out right quick. Let me know what y'all think about this.
But if you know how to listen, now I've been whispering since the beginning. Completion. Cycle close. Spirit over flesh. The divine nine. Yeah. Started at one, now the circle complete. Nine on the throne where the physical meets. Highest single digit, ain't nowhere to climb. Cross that line and you reset through time. 9 months carried inside the womb. Life finds rhythm in a sacred room. From first heartbeat to the baby's cry. The universe stamped with the number 9. Multiply me, I never change. Different equations, same domain. 18, 1 plus 8. Back to the source, can't escape. 81, 8 plus 1. 9 still shining like the morning sun. This ain't luck, this is law. Hidden in creation that the ancients saw. Every ending birth's another dawn. Death ain't the finish when the spirit lives on.
The divine nine, everything returns to divine design. Round and round till the soul aligns. Completion written in the divine nine. The divine nine, every lesson got its perfect time. Close one chapter, another one shines. Infinite wisdom in the divine nine.
Ancient minds study stars at night, searching for the code hidden in the light. Every civilization left a sign, pointing back toward the sacred nine. Completion ain't quitting, it's elevation. Every closed door begins creation. Seasons change, but the truth remains. Life keeps dancing in a perfect frame. Body grows, spirit learns. Every lifetime, another turn. Every struggle, every victory. And in chapters to eternity. Can't break truth with deception's game. Go stay, go through the fire and flame. What was planted eventually grows. Universal law, everybody knows. Circle, never broken. Only transform. Every ending, another beginning. Every soul, another lesson. The divine. Not chasing fortune, chasing purpose. Knowing every scar was really worth it. Every setback built to climb. Every second moved in perfect time. Stand on wisdom, honor the path. Future built from the lessons of the past. Mind awakened, spirit alive. Walking by truth while the world divides. Completion ain't the end of the road. It's graduation for the soul. Close the cycle, lift your eyes. Watch eternity synchronize. 9. The number of completion. The closing of one cycle. The opening of another. The divine eye. The code was always there, waiting to be understood.
Man. Woo-wee. What y'all think, man? What y'all think about that one? Again, this is from the loved one, man. Y'all, he got a channel. Please go check him out, man. At Conscious Mind 72. All right. This is the loved one, man. This is our brother. Trust me. Trust me. This is our brother, man. He love the people, man. Love the people, man. Give him a shot, man. Check him out, all right? That's what's gonna do my music from this point on. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I heard that shit, man, and I just lit up. I ain't gonna, man, just neurons got the hidden, you know what I mean? Synopsis shit just got, it just, man, like flares have been just shooting all through me. I'm like, oh shit, man. Man, tight shit. Folks say, change it up then, bub, under the groove, man. Fabs Right said, man, where does he get that divine 9 for completion? The 9 deities of the Ennead, 9 planets, 9 women to a man, 9 orifices in our body, 99 natural chemicals in the universe. Chris say, fire, man. He say, bub, you low-key making an album. This the loved one, man. At Conscious Mind, y'all, 72. At Conscious Mind 72. This is bro. Yeah, and I plan to talk to him because, yo, fire. Fire. Check this out. I got one more, though. I got one more. And he dropped this on me. He dropped this on me today. It about like 9 this morning. I'm in there, man. I'm in the studio. I'm just, well, you know, hit me with it. Boom. I just, man, initially I froze and then I boom, sat up. I'm like, whoa. I screamed out. I ain't gonna lie. I said that shit was fire, man. That shit was fire. Check this now. That's our bro, though, man. That's our bro. Trust me when I tell you that. Love the people. All right, get this one. Get this one.
Yeah. They ask me why I call myself conscious mind. Because once you know, you can't unknow. Once your eyes open, they never close again.
Yeah, man.
East Coast Street philosophy. Let's build. Yeah. Yeah. I crown myself a king with a conscious state of mind. Knowledge over ignorance. Every chapter, every line. Had to read before I spoke. Now my words illuminate. Truth became my compass. Now I move and never hesitate. Open books instead of rumors. Let the pages be my guide. Found a different point of view. They try so hard to keep disguised. Every lesson gave me purpose. Every author lit a flame. Now I carry that responsibility. Every time they say my name. Political consciousness. I see the bigger picture. Spiritual awareness got me walking with my ancestors. Culturally connected. I embrace where I belong. Health conscious, mind and body, knowing both must stay strong. African catches with my feet planted deep, standing on foundations built before the world could sleep. I don't hate another people, I just honor who I am. Knowing where I'm coming from helps me understand the plan. I am love, I am knowledge, I am alive. I survived all the lies. I'm 101, ain't another in my kind. I am my ancestors' presence. I am conscious mind. I am conscious mind. I am conscious mind. Every lesson that I learned made the darkness redefine. Conscious mind. I am conscious mind. Built from wisdom, built from purpose, built from God and built through time. The ancestors keep whispering, son, it's time to take your place. Every generation praying somebody run the race, so I'm done with all the stalling. Got a mission to complete. Every verse another footprint that I'm leaving in the street. Knowledge ain't a fashion, it's a lifestyle that I chose. Even when the truth is heavy, still I carry every load. I don't fear the conversation, I embrace the difficult. Growth begins the very second comfort starts becoming small. See, consciousness is action. It ain't something that you quote. It's the courage to keep building when they say you'll never grow. It's feeding hungry spirits with a sentence and a page, trying to lead them all better than the world I see today. I keep my circle righteous, keep my principles intact. Mind sharper than a razor, cause I study every fact. I write my own books now, adding chapters to the shelf, trying to leave a living blueprint for somebody else. I am love, I am knowledge, I am alive. I survived all the lies. I'm 101, ain't another in my kind. I am my ancestors' presence. I am conscious mind. I am conscious mind. I am conscious mind. Every lesson that I learned made the darkness redefine. Conscious mind. I am conscious mind. Built from wisdom, built from purpose, built from God and built through time. Yeah, this ain't ego, it's responsibility I carry. Every child deserves a future. Every elder left a legacy. I'm the bridge between the stories and the children, yet I'm born. Trying to pass the torch before another dream gets torn. See, a conscious mind ain't measured by the books upon the shelf. It's how you treat another soul and how you master yourself. When knowledge means compassion, that's the highest form of wealth. Cause if I can't uplift my people, then I'm cheating on myself. I'm answering the call in every sunrise that I wake, planting seeds inside the minds that one day they'll cultivate. If I put my mind into it, there is nothing I can't climb. Purpose over popularity until the end of time. So when they ask me who I am, tell them this is my design. Not a trend, not a slogan, not a phase, not for a rhyme. I'm the product of persistence, every lesson, every climb. Heart of a revolutionary. I am conscious mind. Knowledge is the weapon. Wisdom is the ammunition. Love is the strategy. Purpose is the mission. The ancestors call. And this time, I answer. I answer. I answered.
Man. There that go, man. Man. All right. All right. Fat Rat again said, man, where does he get that divine 9 for completion? The 9 deities of the Enid, the 9 planets, 9 women to a man, 9 orifices in our body, 99 natural chemicals in the universe. Yeah, man, that was at Conscious Mind 72. Shout out, man. Shout out. Shout out, man. A real sister said, bro, Bub, I sent you a playlist a couple of months ago. I wish you would have checked it out. I got no reply. It's all for good, though. Much love, fam, forever. Okay. Yeah, I do recall it. Let me go back in and I'll check it out, all right? I give you my word on that. I'm going to check that out. All right? Truth to power. Chris say, man, the 9 women to a man sounds great. Right. All right, come on. Yeah, man. Shit. Poke said, man, I got too much love always, Buzz. Special shout out to the RGC. Love y'all. Now let's heal. That's what I'm talking about. Real sister said, man, I'm feeling I am conscious mind. That shit is hard. I mean, that, woo. He got some more stuff in here that he sent me this morning. And it's for the brothers, man. I may drop it tomorrow. I might, give y'all a bar of it tomorrow, man. Like I said, there are a couple in here. A couple of them, and they tight. But 9 in conscious mind, I'm ready to go to war, man. I'm just saying, man. Shit. Man. I know he gonna appreciate knowing that. A real sister say you feeling that one. Yeah, Chris, right? Trying to get him somewhere, man. Like, hey, man, let's go. You need to spread this word. You need to get this word. You need, these lyrics, man, these verses, the knowledge, man. You need to get them out there, man. People got to hear this shit. Man, y'all like and share this get out, man, especially in the last part, man, if y'all don't mind. Let somebody that you care about, you respect, get a bar of that, man, just the podcast in general, let's bring them in, y'all, let's bring them in. Real sister, I'm going to check your thing out tonight. I'm going to go check that out tonight. I don't have anywhere to be tomorrow specifically, so I'll start tonight, and I'm pretty sure it's going to have me into the next day. So I will get with that, and the way you said it is like I'm sleeping on some heat. I'm sleeping on some fire. So I'm going to hurry up and wake up, man. I'll wake up quick, trust me. I'm going to let you know. That being said, y'all, I'm feeling some kind of way, man. It's all good, though, you know what I mean? I need some me time, man. I'm feeling that shit. I'm finna turn this shit on again and put it on the on the sound system or something, man, and just turn it up a little bit. I'm gonna turn it up. All love and respect, man. That's all I can say. All right. So that goes out to each and every one of you, not just the RGC, man, to all our brothers and sisters, those who are listening, ain't subscribed or nothing, you ain't said a word. That's fine. All love and respect. I'm in with listen. Take care of yourselves, man, so that we get to the point where we know how to take care of one another. Love yourself so that love, man, can be spreaded. It can be handed over to somebody else who may need it desperately. We are all we got, We are all we got. And we're on a mission, man. A lot of us don't know it yet. We're on a mission. There's a purpose behind all this shit. I trust that, I ain't lined up or laced up like some of y'all, but hey, I trust that there's a reason. There's a purpose for us, and we got to get on it. All right, that being said, power is in the people. I love when I say that because it means some shit to me. Power's in the people, man. All right, real spit. B1 equals black first. You guys, let's focus on the focus. Let's get it done, all right? I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. You are, you have been, and you will be under the groove. All love, everybody. Peace.
Count the names, count the bodies, count the victory. Cullen Hughes, Hurst, and writing future history. From the Apollo to the borough to the sphere. Where the echo of those Harlem nights still ringing clear. So when they ask what happened in those tenement flats, between the spirituals and where consciousness is at, tell them we transform suffering to scholarship and song. Tell them we've been telling you we're brilliant all along. The Renaissance will prologue every decade since the sequel. Every black child born's continuation of the people who survived the Middle Passage, survived the Jim Crow laws, and built magnificence from nothing but their vision and their flaws. It's in the sergeant, is once a less than. Had this had to and Mercedes. Please don't you, I can't stop us. Power sensitive, watch the applause for polls. Need your data, talks and counsel any problem when the wet just wanna build the seats and bait. Now don't get the pause. It's just erasing up the cons. Plead the markets off the main. Make it on the fans. Turn the neck and love the dirt. Suffers like a kesha. You were wrong to preaching up on side and see chillun, bitch on the shit and untrue seeing vets and wonder very it's on Gary Land. Be hell in heaven, you see what the Bonavir. You wait talking for the marker, make the key to move the trumpets on the boards to the singer land is carried open stone and keep us looking on my mother, record generosity for the heat and let the blessed be is every time we keep a spawn.